Wake Up Next to Me, Durango. A Vidioscape original story by Anon. Durango picked fights, not friends. He had a rough childhood, was bullied in school, and is still regularly picked on at work. His only escape? Vidioscape, a RuneScape private server, and even there, Durango got bullied by everyone. But this time, it was different. Online, Durango picked fights and might just actually win. Durango wanted to prove himself. He trained extensively in the game, gaining high levels in various skills, obtained some of the rarest and most powerful in-game items, and of course, perfected his combat strategy and techniques. While Durango knew he couldn't conquer the physical world, he was confident that he could at least dominate Vidioscape's virtual wilderness, a desolate and barren wasteland in the game, known for being a player-versus-player battleground. Durango ventured deep into the wilderness, prepared with ancient magic spells, and although his magic level wasn't high enough to cast the deadliest of combat magic, he still casted to kill. Durango lurked in the depths of the wilderness like a pro. He was a careful hunter, always alert not just to find potential prey, but to not become prey himself. Player killing or PKing groups occasionally swarmed popular wilderness training spots, and Durango was just a lone wolf. Always has been, always will be. Or so Durango thought at the time. Durango managed to defeat a few players in the wilderness, but it seemed as if everyone still made fun of him. They just didn't get it, did they? Durango was now a killer. Even as he swiftly depleted their hit points to their death, other players died laughing by spouting out some of the most insulting last words. Lol, death by Durango. Laugh my fucking ass off. What will it take to ever earn these people's respect? Durango didn't know exactly what to do, only that he couldn't give up. He continued his wilderness hunts until one day he came across a player that would give him more than respect. Much more. Training the agility skill at the Wilderness Agility course, Durango stumbled upon Skywalker 130. Durango was about to cast an ancient magic spell when Skywalker 130 did something no one else had. "Please, have mercy!" Skywalker 130 cried. Durango stopped. "Why should I spare you?" he asked. Skywalker 130 replied, "Because nobody else has ever done anything nice for me on this server. It's just full of bullies here. I don't even know why I play. I'm so sick of everyone. And you're going to be one of them too, aren't you?" Durango didn't really know what to say. "I know what that feels like." "I am not one of them," Durango responded. Skywalker 130 was then struck by an ancient magic spell, but not from Durango. It was the Estonians, a notorious PKing group known for their cold, Baltic ruthlessness. Durango had to make a decision, and he had to decide quick. "I'll hold them off," he said, as he turned his attention to ward off the Estonians for as long as he could. "Just run!" Durango shouted as Skywalker 130 did his best to make his way to the nearest teleport obelisk, one of the few ways to leave the wilderness, as normal teleportation methods are restricted. Durango, however, knew he couldn't resist the Estonians for much longer. Durango was outnumbered. He hoped to at least take one of them down and die fighting, not just for himself, but for Skywalker 130. There was now someone he was fighting for, so he fought, and fought bravely to the end, using up the bulk of his inventory supplies of food and potions and runes. Durango got one of the Estonians down to a quarter of their hit points, and just as he was about to finish them off, the unthinkable occurred. The in-game models began to twitch and flicker, and when Durango clicked to make the finishing move, nothing interesting happened. The game client itself froze at the worst possible moment. Durango had disconnected. He slammed his keyboard, banged his mouse, and stood up from his greasy gaming chair. He just couldn't believe it. Durango repeatedly spammed the login button, but it still kept saying he was logged in. The one time in his life, Durango decided to protect someone. And even there, he failed. He had failed Skywalker 130. Durango took a deep sigh, shook his head in continued disbelief, and went to his bathroom to defecate and take a shower. Water flowed from the shower head as tears flowed from Durango's eyes, and still and lifeless as the unflushed toilet nearby. Durango logged back into Vidiascape to find himself at Lumbridge, the respawn point for where dead players are sent. He had lost many of his best items. All that time and effort now gone, just like that. He thought about quitting. This was just about it for Durango. But he noticed that someone else was at the respawn point too. It was Skywalker 130. "I waited for you," he said. "You didn't have to," Durango commented. "No, I wanted to thank you. You were a really nice guy for what you did." "It was nothing. Nobody's ever done that for me before. That was something. It wasn't a big deal, really. I think you're cute is all." Durango had never felt this feeling before. It got quiet for a while, because Durango had never been described as cute by anyone for anything. Most people would tell him to fuck off, to get lost, to go kill himself. This happened a lot on Vidiascape. But not this Skywalker 130. Maybe this really was something. Maybe it was something special. Durango quickly typed, "Add me?" and Skywalker 130 typed quicker, "Added." Durango now had someone in his friends list for the first time in his entire Vidiascape career. Maybe they could become more than friends.